go to Boston in the United States and speak to Anwar Mhajne, who's an assistant professor of political science at Stonehill College. Anwar, thank you so much for your time. Regarding the situation internally in Israel, there's been an opinion poll that shows 51% of Israelis believe that bringing the hostages back should be the priority of the military operation. How much is public opinion affecting the Israeli war cabinet?
So, public opinion is very important to what's going on right now. As you know, Israel has gone through multiple elections in the past 4 years, and I think we might be actually headed toward another election very soon. 50% want hostages, but also a lot of people are against a ceasefire or completely withdrawing from Gaza, as well as kind of allowing Hamas to stay in the government. So while a lot of people want a deal, that depends on what type of deal that is, and it could influence Netanyahu's chances in the next round of elections, which could happen anytime soon. The longer the war continues, the more the elections will be pushed back because there's the sense of urgency and that you can't divide the country in an election right now. But people also want elections, and they want Netanyahu out. And the longer he pushes for that war to continue, that will help his base, which is the right wing extremist base. Some of them are protesting humanitarian aid going through Kerem Hashalom crossing and blocking it from entering. So it would be interesting to see how that translates, but definitely public opinion matters, especially that Israel goes through elections um, quickly, and also it's a system that needs to form coalitions, and Netanyahu was able to form his government through the most extreme right-wing factions of Israeli politics, including settlers and extremists like Ben Gvir and Smotrich.
Anwar, there's a question that's been asked since the very start of the conflict, and it may not even be possible to answer it. But the question is whether Israel's aim of destroying Hamas is even achievable. Is Hamas not a kind of Hydra like entity? In other words, if you cut off the head of one senior commander, another head will grow.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, every scholar who studies the region, also studies these groups, understand that Israel set the goal really high. And what does that mean? Also, we know the leadership, a lot of it is abroad, their finances are intact, they're gaining more support in the West Bank and in the region. They're now negotiating on behalf of the Palestinians. If you look at the ceasefire negotiations or the counteroffer that Hamas gave, they're negotiating not only for Gaza, but also negotiating for Al Aqsa Mosque and other issues that affect all Palestinians. They're able to sideline the PA in these discussions. And that's important to pay attention to because that goal was set really high. You declared war when you could have used counterterrorism measures. The human toll on what's happening right now in Gaza is very high, and it's not going to help Israel achieve its long-term objectives if it really what they're seeking is long-term security. Because what we're doing that right now is just creating a situation for more hostilities to emerge, for more recruitment to happen, and also for strengthening the organization they wanted to dismantle.
A more general issue is what Antonio Guterres has said in the past 24 hours. He says what's happening in Gaza shows there needs to be reform of the UN. I mean, many could say that the Ukraine-Russia war has also shown those divisions, especially in the Security Council. What do you
Mhm.
make of the idea of UN reform in terms of global security?
Um, so this is a tough question. UN reforms, they've been talking about it for a long, long time. We know even during the civil war in Syria and the veto power that 5 permanent members have. Um, so one reason why the UN is being able to operate the way it is because it has legitimacy, and also it has the approval of the powerful countries around the world with strong military and economies. And if we take that away, I'm not sure how that will affect the UN in general. I highly doubt that there will be an incentive for these countries to negotiate because they're doing it on their own terms and they do influence global politics in general. I don't think any reform will happen anytime soon, because a lot of these countries, permanent members, won't give up their power and the privileges that they have. So I don't know if that's another aspirational task. I mean, it would be great for it to happen, but I'm not sure that's kind of a possibility anytime soon, at least.
Anwar Mhajne, thank you so much for the analysis.
Thank you.